and Amelia. I'm a graduate student at the University of California in Davis, and I study fish. These are some of my fish. These are stickleback, which are some of the coolest little armored tanks of the fish world. But we're not actually going to be talking about them right now. I wish we were, because I could talk about fish forever. But I thought we would actually start by talking about something else. I spend a lot of time with undergrads while I'm on campus, and I surprisingly get this question all the time, which is, what is a graduate student? What are you doing? So when I was thinking of this, I sort of thought about this like perfect timeline. So in the perfect timeline, you are born and you are this kid who loves animals, you're outside all the time, playing with frogs and all of that. And then you somehow get into college, and when you're in college, you get a degree in biology or ecology or zoology. And from there, you know exactly what you want to do, and you go to graduate school. And it says school in the title, but it's really very different from being a student in the typical sense. So I took some classes my first year, but most of my time is spent doing research and then doing other things like teaching. After you go to graduate school, the idea is that you would get a postdoc, which can range in just time from 1 to 2 or 3, sometimes even 4 years. And they're similar to grad school, where you're doing a lot of research and you're really honing in on these topics, but you're spending a lot less time teaching and more time publishing papers and getting some of this science done. And then if everything goes well with your postdoc, you become a PI, you become the scientist. You're your own professor, and you would manage a lab that has undergraduates and grad students and postdocs in it. And then you actually spend a little bit less time doing the research and more time doing some of the bureaucratic stuff of getting the science to be capable of something that your postdocs and grad students can do for you. So I created this beautiful timeline, and I felt really good about it. And then I was thinking about my own path and how it didn't really fit that. So in my career, when I was little, I did love animals. Like, I loved being outside. I was a big fan of cows, big fan of otters. But I loved other things also. I loved dolls. I loved stuffed animals. My mom taught me how to make doll houses out of oatmeal boxes and cardboard and all of those things. And I think the skills that she taught me building things have actually been probably at least as helpful, if not more helpful, in grad school than my love of animals. And I went to college right after high school up in Oregon, and I did major in biology, but I actually came in interested in history. So while I was playing with fish, I was also thinking about Henry VIII and all kinds of historical things, because I was interested in that also. And when I graduated from college, I did not know that I wanted to go to grad school. I really didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I loved animals. So I actually went to community college, and I did a degree in zookeeping. So I worked at zoos for a little while and got to play with penguins and feed pudding to black bears and learned just like how incredibly smart orangutans are. But I was definitely not on this path that those skills necessarily translated to me, because I was also spending just like a lot of time picking up poop, which is probably a pretty apt metaphor for some of what grad school has been like also, actually, if I think about it. And when I was done with that program, that is when I decided that I wanted to go to graduate school. So that's when I applied to Davis, and I ended up here, where I do the research and I do the teaching, but I also get to spend a ton of time just like playing with my fish, which I absolutely love. I also do things outside of graduate school. So I love doing art, I love drawing, I love being outside, thinking about things other than my research. And as I look at my timeline that has sort of followed generally what it's supposed to be, but also has not followed it at all, I know that like my future, I'm also not totally sure what it's going to hold. So will I follow that postdoc PI path? I don't know. There's other paths that you can take to do science. And that's one of the things that really excites me about this career. So my future is sort of a mystery right now, and that's one of the things I'm excited about with making these videos for you guys, is that there's sort of a bunch of us who are all at different stages, and you'll get to see and hear about our science, but you'll also get to see our journey and where sort of our interests take us and what path we follow. So I'm really excited to be sharing that journey with all of you, and I look forward to chatting with you again later.
Hi guys, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and definitely check out some of our other videos either here on the YouTube or on Instagram or on SciAll.org. We look forward to chatting science with you next time.